Thanks for tuning in to the Old Dirty Basement. On this week's episode, we're covering Aaron Hernandez, and we had a special guest in the studio, Darius Powell, who played receiver for the New York Giants and at University of Cal.
Yeah, man. Aaron Hernandez, fantastic football player, not so good at being a murderer.
Yeah, he didn't really study up on criminology in college, but somebody who was here, Darius, great kid, Cal, great college, cool athlete, good people, man.
Yeah, it was awesome having Darius here. Loved being able to do that Q&A with him. Learn a lot about football, learn a lot about this, that, and the other thing. Smart guy.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoy it. And if you're enjoying the show, please don't forget to leave that 5-star rating, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google. And you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, too, at Old Dirty Basement. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Aaron Hernandez.
This is the Old Dirty Basement, home to debauchery, madness, murder, and mayhem. A terror-filled train ride deep into the depths of the devil's den.
With a little bit of humor.
History.
And copious consciousness.
I'm your announcer, Shallow Throat. Your hosts are Dave, Matt, and Zap. I love you, Matthew McConaughey. All right.
Hey, this is Dave.
Matt.
And Zap.
And welcome to the Old Dirty Basement.
Where every week we cover a true crime,
Murder.
Or compelling story.
So sit back,
Relax.
And comprehend.
Hello, everyone, and welcome down to the Old Dirty Basement. I am Matt. With me always is Dave and Zap. And a special guest tonight, Darius, in the house.
How y'all doing?
What's going on? All right, yeah.
Welcome, Darius.
How's everybody on this early tepid, what is it, about 70 degrees outside tonight?
Yeah.
Hot.
Darius is feeling at home like it's back in L.A., right?
Really. Wear the shorts.
Yeah. I got the shorts on. I don't know if y'all got pants, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Too soon for shorts.
No, not 70 degrees. It was 72 today.
Too soon for shorts.
Too soon. Yeah, so today we're covering Aaron Hernandez. And everything that went down with him. And we got Darius here because he did some time in the...
I was going to say jail.
No.
We're not going that way.
I don't know, maybe, but...
You're bringing us right into the story. You're like, hey, Darius spent some time in...
he was in the league, man, in the NFL.
In the league.
Yeah, so, if there's things that come up here, he's going to be a resident expert today on this. Because this is crazy. There we are, crazy. We always say crazy.
Yeah,
but
It's crazy, man.
It's crazy.
This is compelling.
Right. So, Zap, I know you said that you weren't necessarily a Patriots fan and you didn't really know much about it. You were aware of it, but the whole story and everything that went on.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was, as you dig deeper and deeper, they just kept finding out more.
So for sure, when I was doing the research and digging into this, I mean, the more and more...
You learned he was a quality tight end.
Sure.
Right.
Sure, and he was something, all right.
Yeah.
For every bright side he would have had, he had at least two dark sides.
Right.
There's two dark sides to every Schwartz.
Indeed.
Yep. So Darius, this guy was a little bit older than you. So I guess when he was coming through the league and through college and all that before your time.
Yep.
I think he had you by 4 years.
That's all it was. So 4 years he was in the league. I think I was either a freshman or a senior, somewhere around there.
So wait, what year were you born?
94.
Okay, so 4 or 5 years this guy had on you.
Yeah. And he was regarded as probably the best player, definitely in Connecticut at the time.
Yeah.
Bristol.
Yes,
Yeah.
and as a tight end. And usually with tight ends, I mean, there's some great tight ends, like obviously Travis Kelce in the league right now, and those guys, but
The kid from San Francisco.
Kittle.
Yeah. But this guy for playing that position, he had offers from all over and stuff. And, from a young age, this kid, they knew he was going to be something special. So, yeah, I was really shocked when I found out what kind of went down with this.
I didn't know the full story behind it. I just thought mostly of what happened with getting in, they're going to find out there's a murder involved. But there was some other ones, too, that were, connected with this guy.
Right. And there's a documentary on Netflix, a 3-part. I think it was like 3 hours. A little over 3 hours if you add it all together, going over this whole story. There was some stuff that was alleged on there or brought up that I don't really think can be proven or, the guys, there was a lot of things that came out. I'm sure we'll get into, but it was definitely a good watch. If you don't know much about the story, it's a good thing to watch. And obviously you're listening to the podcast to find out about it too, but that was actually really educational on this whole story, and it was cool to watch. I watched it actually I watched it like a second time to get freshened up on it for this, but
3 hours.
3 hours. It was like Any Given Sunday.
I was going to say, it was only slightly longer than an Oliver Stone movie.
Right. So, so Zach, why don't you, take us through the story a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. Happy to do it. So, Aaron Hernandez. So, as we had mentioned, it's a tight end along with Rob Gronkowski for the Patriots for 3 seasons. This guy was born in 1989, November 6th, 1989.
He didn't win a ring, did he?
Nope.
They were in the championship, but he missed.
Lost.
Yeah, they lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This guy ended up being arrested for the murder of Odin Lloyd in 2013, who was a semi-professional player who was dating the sister of Hernandez's fiance at the time.
And that was that whole story too was odd.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense.
Oh, yeah. Following his arrest, Hernandez was immediately released by the Patriots. He was later found guilty of first-degree murder in 2015, sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. While on trial for Lloyd's murder, Hernandez was also indicted for the 2012 double homicide of Daniel D. Abreu and Safiro Furtado.
I think it's Abreu.
Abreu.
Daniel D. Abreu.
Abreu?
I don't speak this language.
It's Abreu.
The fuck do I know how to pronounce this stuff? Daniel D. Abreu and Safiro Furtado.
Hernandez.
Yeah.
He was acquitted after a 2017 trial, however, for that double homicide.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he got away with that one.
Days after being acquitted for the double homicide, Hernandez was found dead in his cell, which was ruled a suicide on April 19th, 2017.
And there you go, guys. That is the story of Aaron Hernandez. Thank you all for tuning in.
Quick little summary.
That's a little summary. Yeah, we got a little more. That's just a taste.
Just a little taste.
Little taste. No, but where he grew up in Connecticut with his dad and his brother was a football player as well, and he played at University of Connecticut. He was a quarterback there, and Aaron was basically recruited from like a young age, like
8th grade or something.
I think 14 years old. They said he had a basically a verbal offer. So Darius, when you're like an elite athlete in high school like that, you can verbally commit, correct, at like a young age.
Give them their you kind of just tell them to ease off, like I'm gonna stay with you type of deal. Yeah,
but you could back out, like
you could back out. Yeah,
whatever you want.
No issue with that.
His brother, who was older at the time, was quarterbacking at Connecticut, and Aaron was still obviously playing in high school. But basically, he went there and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna basically when I graduate, this is where I'm gonna go, Connecticut." But as we found out, that all changed. He ended up at University of Florida. Yeah,
Bristol, Connecticut was ESPN had their home offices there.
I was wondering about that.
Yep. So that I think he was getting a lot, like people around there, interested in sports. People were saying, ESPN was right there, and I think he was getting like, oh, there's this young kid, like watching him. ESPN used to have like their up and comers or rising stars, and he had like a whole thing on him.
Nice
from being in that area. I mean, he was in a hot spot for sports.
So as chance would have it, Bristol, Connecticut, where he was born, to Dennis and Terry. Dennis was Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Valentine Hernandez was Italian, and probably still is.
Mm-hmm.
Now his dad,
she changed.
Well, I don't know if she's still alive. I know his dad is dead as fried chicken.
His dad died,
but she's still alive.
He's not fried chicken. He is dead.
So a little on the dad. The dad ended up failing out of UConn after his junior year. After that he went back to where he was at in Bristol. He became the janitor at his high school.
Dang.
Oh wow!
And his wife was a secretary there. So that's like I think we talked about this. That's like Kurt Cobain. So Kurt Cobain graduated from his high school and needed a job, needed money, so he became a janitor there.
Oh wow!
Now think about no college, no bullshit. Just okay, now I'm going to be the janitor. I mean, can you imagine? Like, all the kids like that.
Because you're going to know them.
At least 3 more years worth of kids that are just running you. Yeah. I mean, running you hard.
Look, man, right. I got to get a job.
Like Kurt, you're giving us no inspiration to finish school because look what you got.
Right.
Anyway,
Smells like teen failure.
Nice. I like what you did there. That was good.
Yeah.
So dad failed out of UConn, became a janitor.
We said how his dad died. So there you go. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if the
Trauma or something.
some McDahmer triangle there
Could
but
be.
no,
Well,
sure.
so
But I mean,
maybe.
losing your dad. I know he was really close to his dad.
Yeah.
And
You know,
maybe that was the extra push in life. Maybe he started turning towards guys that maybe weren't showing him the right path.
There was a little bit later, and we'll get to that later.
Fun fact on the dad. Did you know his nickname?
Sharky.
No.
Scooter.
Nope. They called him the King.
That's it, the king.
The King.
That's
They
it.
called him the King. Yeah.
Damn.
He was a good athlete. He was like a good football player too.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah. Local hero.
So it's not. So with the McDahmer triad, as we had just mentioned, there were arrests and some crimes during the mom and dad's lives. Dad was arrested in 1993 for trying to buy cocaine from an undercover officer. He was later charged with simple assault when Aaron was 8 years old in 1998
So that's 2 counts already.
for punching Aaron's youth football coach after a dispute about his coaching methods.
Well, he probably sucked as a coach.
That
was his fault.
He
for being a
punched.
terrible coach.
Give him son the ball.
That's
Very
it.
simple.
That's
Very
right.
simple.
Give my son the ball.
Yeah. So now
Why
I'm
aren't you giving my son the ball?
Now I'm going to punch you in the face.
So he punched to the face, gave him a punch to the face, and broke his glasses.
Come on, he got charged for that.
So the thing is, it was later settled in small claims court where
That's better.
all the father had to do to get this done was he was ordered to pay for replacement glasses. He never paid for the glasses.
He didn't even do
I'm
that.
saying that's
No.
justice, though. That
Okay.
some glasses. You broke the glasses
And a
paid
punch
for
to the
glasses.
face.
Yeah, but the punch to the face because he sucked as a coach. That was the dad said, like you said, why aren't you playing my son?
Easy. Every
He
time.
just got you whatever. There was 3 touchdowns, and now you're handing it to your son, and I don't agree with you.
Yeah. That's the younger days how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So his mom was also arrested in 2001.
Oh, not the mom too, man.
She was operating an illegal sports book out of the family house.
That's great. I did read
Hustle.
about that.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
It's a hustle.
Yeah, it's a little side. There's some numbers, running some numbers.
Running
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You mentioned, so he did have an older
She's
brother.
probably betting on the
Yeah,
kid's
exactly.
game.
On the
kid's game.
My son gonna get 300 yards. I bet you.
My kid will get 300 yards. Yeah.
What's the over? What's the over on 300?
As long as the old man punches the coach.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's because she probably lost that game, so that the anger came out. Man.
He did have an older brother, as we discussed. That was Dennis Jonathan Jr., also known as DJ.
DJ, yeah.
And so all the while, the father really pushed them to excel, like really, really, really pushed these guys, often through sports. But at the same time, he was quite abusive.
Yes.
He was absolutely abusive. So moving along in Aaron's timeline, he went to Bristol Central High School. During his freshman year, Aaron went to senior prom and showed up drunk. This is
wow.
freshman year, showed up drunk.
Like
His
14,
freshman year.
13, 14 probably.
Yeah, 13, 14, 14. Would have been 14.
14, 15.
14. Unless you're graduating at 19.
14.
Yeah, unless
14.
14. 19.
13, 8th grade. Okay.
No, not 13. Eighth
Yeah.
grade. 8th grade. Oh, I'm sorry. 8th
Yeah,
grade.
13, 8, 14, you go, yeah.
Well, he showed up drunk and he got caught being drunk. The following Monday, when he showed up back to school, he had a black eye. And
Is
it
that
was,
from Pops?
yeah, it was from his dad.
Shit.
We did show up to school drunk.
Yeah, that
There's that.
deserves, but not the eye.
Not the eye.
Yeah, not
Wait,
the
so
eye.
wait a second.
Don't leave evidence.
Yeah.
Let me see if I got this
That's
straight.
where you wrap the oranges in the pillowcase.
Yeah.
Pow,
Can't
pow.
leave evidence.
Yeah.
So it's okay for Aaron to get punched.
Not
But-
in the face.
So that's okay though. So it's okay for Aaron to get punched in the face because it's also okay for the coach to get punched in the face.
Well, the coach deserved it. I don't think Aaron did. He's still a young kid.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Not in the face. Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, this guy.
He might have ran into the wall when he was
fine.
drunk.
I'm sure.
Could have been.
Nobody
I'm sure.
said that.
I'm sure. Fuck it. This guy. So this guy smoked a lot of pot.
Oh, yeah.
Who, Aaron
he
or
smoked a
Pops?
shit ton of pot, and he drank a lot.
Pops.
The
Or
son.
Aaron. Okay.
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah. So as was mentioned earlier, the dad died in 2006 when Aaron was 16. The dad died from complications of a hernia surgery.
Turner. Yep. I
Like
saw
of
that.
all the ways to go. Like this isn't
That's
cancer.
scary,
He
man.
didn't get hit by a bus. He didn't get shot. Hernia surgery.
I need
Did
to
they get
do
any
that.
money for that? So that sounds like that sounds like a doctor error.
Well,
I'm sure you sign waivers.
yeah, they warn you when you go in.
Yeah.
You could die.
You might not
Okay.
make it out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So once his father died, he moved in with his cousin, Tanya Singleton.
Never goes good.
Now, this is not going to be good because he later learned that his mom, Terry, had been having an affair with Tanya's husband.
Yes.
That's who he moved in with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's a sweet love hangover.
So the husband, pass it over. So Tanya's husband was Jeff Cummings.
The Cummings triad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tanya, y'all know Tanya. So Tanya and Jeff divorced, and Terry moved in with Jeff. To be clear, Aaron's cousin divorced her husband Jeff.
Right.
Aaron's mom moved in with Jeff.
Yeah, and I think there's like and I'm guessing maybe the husband or boyfriend or whatever was about the same, like maybe like
Same,
15 years
little
older
older.
than
Too crazy, Aaron.
Aaron. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that's not crazy.
but I'm just thinking
Yeah.
the age difference for the mom.
it's still messed up, and
Yeah.
Aaron for damn sure was not approving of that.
No.
He was not happy at all.
Absolutely not.
Despite that, though, he did remain focused on football, so he's got that going for him.
Right.
In fact,
Well, that was his out. I mean, because things are getting a little weird around the house. Like Dad died.
Let's go work out
Yeah.
instead of anything else.
my cousin's ex-husband is banging my mom.
Yeah.
What was the movie with Jody Joe?
Baby boy, no, but Jody Joe. That sounds familiar. I'm trying.
Jody Joe.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg was in it.
Baby boy. Yeah,
Baby boy. Yeah,
so-
remember Vin Rames? Getting drinking
Oh, you
milk.
choking him out? Yeah.
Nah, he's standing there like drinking milk naked, and he's like, "What you doing, boy?" Aaron's sitting there, I'm going to play football.
Exactly. You ever see Baby Boy?
Never saw it.
Nah.
I watched that one too.
man.
That's a good one.
This sounds compelling.
Yeah.
Nah, it's good. Snoop's in it.
Tyrese, right?
Is he
Yep.
on the cover with like on a bike?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
It's
so-
it's probably on
Yeah.
Netflix. Probably on
I think I did. I either
Yo, the
saw
bike
it
he
or-
rides is real nice. He's like, Where's
Yeah.
my car?
Yeah.
It's not your call, Jody.
So similar situation. Huh?
Yeah, I can see it. It's going on right now.
Check it out.
Wild.
Check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
This is wild.
When you said that dad wasn't much older, he's like, I'm not taking you to school today, punk. Dad, I need to ride to school. He's like, we're going to be late for class. Shut up, Aaron.
I gotta watch that.
But you never seen it either.
I know the cover. I probably.
Oh.
I don't remember it. But
It's a good
yeah.
one. It's a good watch.
Yeah.
Good watch.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. So Aaron stayed focused on football. As a senior, he was a statewide player of the year after making 67 receptions for 1,807 yards
Good God.
and 24 touchdowns on offense, which was a state record.
24?
24.
67 catches. You said 24.
67 receptions for 1,807 yards and 24 touchdowns on offense.
How many games?
That's not all that.
He averaging like 60, I think, or something. That's
I'm saying
something
that's
crazy.
How many games? I wonder if that
Let me do
is.
my
That's
math.
a.
Let me get to my math.
That was just on offense.
What are those? Those are what
He went both ways.
those are what we call Xbox numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Those-
Xbox numbers.
Those are Xbox numbers.
15.
He also went both ways. So he had 72 tackles.
Oh, he did. Zach.
12 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 4 blocked kicks on defense.
I wonder what that league was like he was playing in
Jesus.
though. He wouldn't have been doing that in LA though. You think?
I
I wonder how-
This he don't say how big he was. He was a monster. He was a monster. For
This is
sure.
his freshman
Yeah,
freshman
he
year.
was a monster for sure. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think.
No,
I don't
he
think
was
he would do
definitely-
that versus me, but he
No, I know that's what I was saying.
I give him
yeah.
100. He wasn't going for 300 on me. He'll give him 100.
I'm just wondering like what teams they were playing. He's good. You know he's good. He made it in the NFL.
But are they playing like hack?
right? Like
or-
small. Well,
Probably
this is
not,
high school, so like are they playing like smaller schools?
Right.
And, I don't
Central
know.
Penn, Central
much
Penn
like
Business
much
School?
like the I mean, it sounds terrible, but much like the high school we went to, who they play now, pretty much.
Yeah. Well,
It's
yeah.
probably that schedule.
Right. But yeah, exactly. I mean, they play some tough teams though. But what I'm saying is like, there's areas where there's teams that are just not that good. Whereas
Yeah.
like there's other like you get closer to like Pittsburgh and Philly and stuff, and those areas, and even around here there's like good football. But then you go to some areas and there's like the teams maybe there might be 2 good teams,
But I
and
think
the rest are
the guy was a beast in high school, correct?
right.
But like you said, who do you really hear coming out of Bristol, Connecticut?
Right. Yeah. I don't
We
know.
always had the argument when we were in high school. It's like, who would get drafted or more offers if you go, say we're the same athlete, but you go to a smaller school, you might, let's say, I don't know, 1,500 yards. I go to a school, I get 700. Same athlete, same plays, but you got more stats because you played against lesser talent, but sometimes they still take that over.
But I don't know if
mine.
Dave told you where we went to high school around here.
No, I understand. No,
But if you've seen them guys play,
Yeah.
like there are some athletes, but they're from all over
Yeah.
the area. It's not like, the little kids from
They can recruit kids and
it's not just like the little team from like the Middletown area.
it's changed now. Even in Lakewood, like I think we were Division 1. Now they're like Division 5. Like, it's just dropped down.
Oh, dropped
it went
down.
down. It's going down.
I see. I think the higher ours go, the bigger the
Bigger
school.
it is.
Okay, yeah.
So like 1 would be the smallest, and you get up to
See,
6 and 7.
every school in Cali is like 4,000.
Enrollment.
Yeah. I think
Wow.
graduation. I think my graduation was 1,000 for sure. My graduation class.
Ours was like
That's massive.
140.
No, I'm with you. I've learned.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this kid's good though.
No,
Yeah.
he's definitely.
Xbox numbers.
Yeah, he's good. He's definitely good. So it was during high school. Oh, so I'm sorry. At the end, after that fantastic senior year, he was considered the top tight end recruit in
the
2007. Yeah,
In the
The
nation.
67 catches season.
the 67 receptions, 807 yards, 24 touchdowns, just on offense.
And that's high school, so it's like 8 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's, what, that's 1,867.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is.
So it was also during his high school years that he began dating his future fiancee, Cheyenne Jenkins, whom he'd known since grade school. However, it was also during high school that he maintained a gay homosexual relationship with his longtime quarterback buddy, Dennis Sansouci.
Now, is that alleged or is
Yeah,
is that proven? See, that's the thing. They're saying because
So
he didn't start crying gay until things got crazy at the second trial.
At the end there.
it came out. Like he admitted to his mother, his brother.
I know I read something. His college girlfriend was the
Whatever.
one she was saying he was a little off sometimes about like the sexy time and
Like
stuff.
in what was that Scary Movie or whatever? When he said to go, put these shoulder pads on.
Put this helmet on. I'd like it better if you put the helmet on.
Jeez.
You know what I'm talking about? You ever seen? Yeah. That's what I think.
His girlfriend in college saying he used to dress me like gym class.
Yeah. But I always thought that maybe that was so there was fact to that then.
So,
That
See, I didn't
was-
read that. I that's good. That's why you're the
Yeah.
stats guy, man.
Yeah.
Once he was in prison and he had all these visits, I mean, he wrote letters. He wrote, like, he knew the end was coming for himself.
Okay.
So, with all of the visits and with so much going on, he
Visits
admitted,
by guys.
he admitted to his mother, his girlfriend or ex-wife, his brother, his whomever the hell, might have been like his old coach.
Okay.
But, yeah. And that's just like, again, people just visiting, let alone letters he had written, shit like that.
So prison wasn't so bad for him then.
No, he was ready for it.
Yeah.
He's like, I trained for this my whole life. He had like interviews. They had like their own like ESPN. He's like, who's coming to my cell tonight?
He brings his own soap. It's cool. So
Oh,
yeah,
man.
so it is
Aaron.
his relationship with this Dennis Sansouci ran from 7th grade through 11th grade. Now this kid, so Aaron is tight end. This Dennis dude was the quarterback. They were, football, high school, grade school, high school football buddies.
Was that guy the starter though?
This Dennis dude is the son. This Dennis dude was the son of the coach that got punched in the face
Oh, that was his
by
dad.
Aaron's dad. Yeah.
I saw him on the documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't say anything. Like I saw 2
didn't bring it
documentaries,
up.
and I also there was 2 that the one that I saw was a 2-part. And there was one like on another, like not Tubi, but one of those other kind of channels. And they didn't mention anything about it. They said it was something, like I said at the end, and the one lady was like, oh, he had a letter to some kid that he wrote saying, I love you. But was it like I love you like as like
it doesn't.
yo
the
man,
butt.
you're my butt.
Yeah.
Was it butt love, or were you like my
Yeah.
you like, yo, I love you, man, like main homie? But nah, like I guess either butt love or not. I don't know.
Right. See, I was wondering about. There's people that say
I
this.
said I didn't read that.
That's fine. No, so this Dennis dude ended up like years later. Like again, he's just one of a number of sources that would come out and say, "Yeah, I was doing butt things with Aaron."
Oh,
So whatever.
You can't say that though. They might have like cuddled, watched movies.
Yeah.
right,
All right,
Maybe they weren't ready for that.
it's cool.
right.
Look,
I'm just saying.
I don't know if they had Netflix back then.
maybe not.
You said no Netflix, but they was chilling.
Netflix just chilling.
So we didn't got time for Netflix. We didn't have it, so we just chilled.
Yeah.
Y'all know what that means.
Right.
All right, let's continue.
So out of high school, on to college. So he went to the University of Florida. This was after head coach Urban Meyer and then Gators quarterback Tim Tebow convinced his high school principal to allow him to graduate a semester early at the age of 17.
Yeah, he left early.
So he not only left early, but he wasn't really ready for college courses.
Did they redshirt him then?
I don't know if they redshirted him, but I know that he had to take, so he ended up having to take remedial courses at Santa Fe Community College just to get himself up to
Speed,
snuff, to be ready to play.
I wonder if the Albuquerque Aztecs were established by
Maybe
then.
the Albuquerque
been.
Turkeys.
Because Santa Fe is in Albuquerque,
Yeah,
New Mexico.
there is a Santa Fe, New Mexico. That's right.
But this Santa Fe that you were talking about, this
Florida.
Florida. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Gotcha.
So his freshman year, he started 3 games. He finished the season with 9 receptions for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. However, during that freshman year, he did have a little bit of criminal activity. Let's say, for example, on April 28th, 2007, he had a few drinks with, of all people, quarterback Tim Tebow out of the restaurant.
Tebow don't drink.
I know.
Yeah,
That's what
wait a
let's hear
minute.
the story.
Tebow prays and
Praise.
and prays more and loves people.
To clarify, they were drinking lemonade, I think.
To be clear,
Wait, wasn't there rumors about Tebow before too?
Sweet.
are you talking about the gayness?
Ah.
I don't know.
You didn't hear that?
I know that, he was
I
saying,
think
He
you're
was a
just
virgin,
hearing shit
right?
from
Yeah.
haters.
He was a virgin.
that's what he was
Haters.
saying.
What about
yeah.
Russ was a virgin too, right? Before
Russ,
Sierra,
Russell
supposedly?
was?
Oh,
He might have
He
been.
waited for marriage or something, right?
Russell-
Oh, yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He looked like he kind of like,
Exactly.
man, he just messed my team up, man. We paid all
You
that
coming
money.
back- you coming back
We
this
lost
year.
every draft
coming
pick.
back. You coming
Yeah.
back.
Then we lost draft pick for Sean Payton. I was like, what are they doing? Never
Yeah.
mind. That's
Yeah.
a whole nother
good, you
story,
good.
man.
My bad.
Broncos talk. So,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So he was with Tebow at a restaurant. He refused to pay the bill, and he ended up sucker punching the manager on the side of his head, rupturing his eardrum. Now he could
I
have
don't
been
see
charged.
Tebow being there.
So he could have been charged with felony battery, but they settled out of court.
the
They look
Florida.
out. Yeah, they
What's
look
in
out.
Florida? Yeah, that's stuff that, like you were saying, if
It depends on the state you in. They hide it.
Correct.
Like, you remember?
Well, so Florida, I mean, if I understand correctly, like the Gators have, not just the Gators, I'm certainly not going to say that it's just the Gators,
Yeah.
but I know, having done the research on this guy, that the Gators had,
Security department.
they had a whole separate thing that would deal, like would deal with all this shit. They had like money that was off the books that
Yeah.
was paid. Look, like, dude, you gotta shut up. Look, here, take here,
No, they got it.
take
like,
$100 grand. Just keep your mouth shut, man.
Yeah.
We got this guy on his team here. We gotta keep this guy. Please don't put him in fucking jail.
Exactly.
Right.
let's see, Darius, I don't know if you witnessed this.
Cleaners. They had cleaners. Yeah.
But coming up, there's a movie. It would actually be a good vintage cinema review. Is Johnny Be Good?
I remember
I don't know if
that, yeah.
anybody's seen that.
I remember. I love Johnny Be Good. That
But it
good.
was where they started. It was like the first movie, and it was kind of like a comedy. But they were putting out like real stuff where these college athletes would come in, and like they were flying them in.
Yeah.
They would say, hey, you like these girls over here? Go hang out with
the Horn Frogs.
the Horn Frogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's stuff here. Let's show you the stadium where you play, and then giving them jerseys, giving them free haircuts. Hey, this guy's the car dealer in the area. If you need a ride anywhere, just. But they were bringing that stuff out to the forefront.
To show
On-
you.
Yeah.
on that incident there.
Yeah.
What I had heard on it, and who knows, is that him and Tebow, because he was underage, they were just drinking lemonade in there. Now Tebow was of age, but not drinking, and there was a tennis player there that was from the University of Florida,
Not Johnny Mack.
not Johnny McEnroe, but he was there hanging out with him.
Andre
at this,
Agassi.
it wasn't Agassi, it was a
Yeah.
kid in college.
Oh, okay.
Somebody sent over 2 shots to Aaron Hernandez and Tebow's like, I don't drink. So Hernandez dumped them in his lemonade and drank them, but he thought they were complimentary. Somebody sent them to him.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
2
Yeah,
shots.
it's complimentary, don't you?
When he went to leave, that's when the owner got in his face. Like, you got to pay that bill. He's like, what bill? I
Right.
didn't order anything. I
What
had the
bike?
limit. Yeah, and it was one of them. It was one of them deals. But Tebow tried to, diffuse the situation.
Right.
Like, no. And some lady even offered to pay for the drinks. She's like, let me just pay for it. And the owner was like not backing down. Now, this is what
I think
the
I heard
story that came out.
I
Yeah.
think
So
something like that.
there were some rumors that maybe like it was like, not to say Hernandez did hit him then outside, but
I think it's more to say that. So while I had said that he had a few drinks with Tim Tebow at a restaurant, that's really to say he had a few drinks and was also with Tim Tebow at a restaurant.
right. But what I was saying is that like it wasn't like he just went over and hit the guy. Like there was more of a confrontation where the guy
he refused to pay the bill.
right, where the guy was
You're saying the guy was being confrontational.
the owner
like,
was almost
you're
like,
paying for that. And he's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
The guy sent the drinks over. I don't know what you're talking. I was drinking lemonade here with Tebow.
Right.
Tebow sitting here praying. I'm drinking lemonade, and you guys are trying to start a fight.
Yeah.
right. Just to put it out there, maybe there was a little bit on both sides, but he still was not. He still shouldn't have hit the guy.
Right.
It should have never got to that. But who knows?
Well,
Like we weren't there, and it's just like people were saying, So, but yeah, that's not a good start.
no, not a good start.
Yeah.
However, sophomore year didn't start out so well either. Didn't start out so well. So he was benched in the season opener of his sophomore year because he failed a drug test.
Boom.
Boom. That's going to bench you.
Smoked a lot of weed.
Yeah.
However, that sophomore year, he did ended up starting 11 games, and he finished the season with 34 receptions for 381 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Good season.
For a sophomore, that's not bad.
That's
Solid.
Good. That's good.
Junior year,
And especially with Tebow, because I don't think
Yeah,
they
Tebow
ran
didn't
the
throw
ball a
Yeah,
lot.
they didn't throw it
Right.
like that.
he wasn't a passer.
No. Well, he played.
He played for the Broncos. He was actually a first round pick.
That's unreal.
Josh McDaniels picked him first round.
Unreal.
Owners and coaches telling you they'll kill you.
they'll kill you.
They'll kill you.
Like OJ.
Seriously, they'll kill you.
Junior year.
Put me in the game, Nicole Brown.
I know. Well, OG just dropped the other day, so I had to mention it.
That's right.
Junior year. So Aaron led the team in receptions with 68 of them for 850 yards and 5 touchdowns.
That was junior.
Junior.
Okay.
However, he kept smoking that reefer. I mean,
there you
he was smoking that pot. In fact,
It'll get you, man.
he claims to have been high every time he took the field.
Now that was the thing in the '90s. I remember players with say okay, so we got a sheet from Darius.
I got at least I say 80%.
During the game.
Not during the game. Okay.
Before the game, you guys get it?
Before the game, definitely before
Guys
the
get
game.
high.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
See, look, because look,
for the nerves.
I've done it for a workout, like at home, just to BS
Yeah.
and see what they be going through. It's like kind of takes your mind off of I'll say it lowers the jitters. I'll say that.
that's fair.
So you're saying
You're
you're
not
that's
focused.
so
on
out
that
there
part.
instead of giving yourself like the yips, you're
Yeah.
not thinking about that. You're just thinking about playing.
Yeah, it's almost
some
like
of these
you
guys
put
maybe are
yourself in
talented
slow
enough.
motion almost. You almost put yourself almost in slow motion. Like
Sure.
everything is like it's happening fast, but you can process it.
Are you sure you're not just slow?
You might be moving. You might be moving slow. I have a friend who was actually really slow, but like he would still make plays. So like you couldn't talk like smack on him. It was like, you moving slow. You moving slow, bro. He's like, but he's catching the ball, getting open. So it's like,
That's fun,
Because
man.
but I used to hear too, like with Iverson and them guys say like we were high like every game.
Yeah.
Like when
JR,
he
but-
played in Georgetown and
Yeah.
stuff.
But they could, I mean,
some people, I definitely know some people. Like even we do like a hell week, like training. They'll do it on purpose
Wow.
before training. I'm like, bro, it builds my wind up. Like fuck off. I'm tired.
I would just be coughing like couldn't get off the couch.
right? Yeah.
I mean, I could have got high all throughout high school, and because I didn't play anyway, I just was sitting there being comfortable.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I wasted so much
Yeah,
time.
Right, right.
Yeah.
just waiting for that call. Like I could have been high the whole time. Oh man, I screwed all that up.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that was the key. Get high.
Yeah, get high.
Good.
Who the hell is this?
Yeah.
Get out there, baby.
Yeah.
Look, if I could do it all over again,
Yes, if I could. Yeah. If-
Try it.
what do they say? If I knew then what I know now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah man.
If
But
I
thanks for
had
that heads
known
up. I didn't think that. Like I thought
there.
basketball. I don't know, just because basketball is more.
Laid back or
Yeah,
whatever,
like you can be in your own mind. But I thought like I wouldn't even understand the
I wouldn't
play.
say I was. Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird when you say like, "Damn, you crazy for that," but they do it. It's like they're in their ball, so it's like that's what make you like shut up. Like, damn, he went on and had 150 yards today.
Sure.
Can't say nothing about it.
That was much like they have a thing about that Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know if we mentioned this before in a podcast. There was a Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher that was on LSD and threw a perfect
Oh
game.
yes, I did hear about that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Didn't Aaron
Crazy.
say something the other day too about perks or something? Aaron Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers, yeah, he's on some stuff.
I think he said he was on
like,
perks
Molly
for his finger or his
Percocets.
thumb or whatever that game.
Yeah.
He said he was high the whole game.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Rodgers, like he did like ecstasy, Molly, and
Well,
perks.
okay, I'm sure he wasn't on Molly.
right.
I got this thing.
Touching the under the center.
Turning his hand the other way and shit, like he going this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get all touchy feely and stuff.
So, despite having all those receptions, all those yards, 5 touchdowns that year, after that junior year, Urban Meyer ended up kicking him off the team after that season.
Because he was high all the time.
However, Aaron negotiated with him a little bit. It's like, look, coach, don't ruin my career. Let me take a lower road out of this. So he ended up announcing that he would forego his senior year
To go to the league.
to enter the draft.
So
Which is funny was Urban Meyer saying all that shit. Right. Now he's a holier than thou.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. We find out later.
In reality, Aaron had no chance. Like, it was done
Right.
his senior year. So,
Why not?
coach, do me a solid, please. Like, don't tell
So
the world that
before
I'm
he
smoking
kicked him
pot.
out, he
Correct.
allowed him to quit pretty much.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
Just to save
allowed him
face.
to announce
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's better. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out because come the NFL in the 2010 draft, he was drafted by the New England Patriots in the 4th round. This is after they drafted Rob Gronkowski the previous day.
Yep.
So by the 4th
Same
round,
draft? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
that was
by
the
the
same-
4th round,
yeah.
they drafted 2 tight ends.
Damn.
Because that was the whole thing when with this whole trial and stuff. They're like, can you imagine them two in the league for like 5 or 6 more years together?
It was nasty. Yeah.
I don't know, both sides.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They did say that if he would have been clean and none of this stuff going on, he would have been a first round pick.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they knew of all his drug problems. They were told
Oh,
about.
yeah. Once you go in the papers, you
That-
drop instantly.
That's right. In fact, many teams had avoided drafting him because he was considered a problem due to his off-field antics, drugs, partying, drinking, whatever. And as Matt had mentioned, he actually received the lowest score in what they call the social maturity in pre-draft reports.
Jeez.
So I wonder how they gauge that.
I'm trying to think. I don't know what that test. That's not
Social
like a
maturity.
written test. It can't be a written test.
It's got to be something. It's got to be
Social-
something that they just know.
Maybe they put him in a room.
They're
They'll put
checking
like
police reports. I don't know.
they put like a joint, like Skittles,
And a
Who's your
rosary.
favorite?
in a rosary.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Pick one.
all right, pick one. He's like, man, that joint looks really good. They're like, man, you failed, dude.
What's in that
Come
Skittle?
on.
Yeah, that's probably the one where they say they go talk to everybody who knows you. That's probably that
Yeah.
test.
Right.
Oh,
Just kind of get a
How is
vibe.
he as a person test type of
Well,
deal.
like going through, like how deep did they get into like when they're looking at you?
Yeah,
Like,
supposedly they called. I had a friend. They said they called the grandmother. Like they asked the janitors of his high school, teachers in high school. I had a friend say, what else he said? Called, think, person he bought his first car from or something like that. A lot of crazy stuff.
Really?
Just everybody you kind of ran into. type
you know,
of deal.
janitor's a good one to call.
As
'Cause
they say, how you treat the janitor, how do you treat the secretary or something like that, counselors and all that.
we covered it in one of the movies. It was Breakfast Club or something. They were
Yeah.
saying how janitors are the heartbeat of the school.
Yeah.
They
I
know
was good with my janitor. I was.
Yeah.
Because if you're a football, you're around at the
Right.
times they're kind of around. So it's
Yeah.
like go hand in hand.
I was really cool with my trainer.
Little Deshaun, huh? My calf, my thigh, growing.
Yeah. Look, coach, I don't know if I'm gonna be available this week. My back's killing me.
Yeah.
It's all right, man. We're good.
You'll be all right.
Oh, I did. Do they like coaches and stuff? Like when you are being recruited, do they have people come like have dinner with the family?
When you're being recruited, oh yeah, college, yeah, you go. They come to your house, or you. Oh yeah, they came to my house. For sure.
Okay,
They come to your
yeah,
house, yeah,
because I see that
yeah. It's
Yeah.
cool. That's actually
never
pretty
happened.
Never get
My grandparents would come over for dinner, shit sometimes, but yeah, no coaches.
It.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Enchiladas.
Mommy's enchiladas are amazing.
Yeah. Cream of mushroom.
Yeah,
I still don't understand. I can't wrap my head around that.
Enchiladas, cream and mushroom.
well, you put the cream of mushroom and then you mix it with chicken, cream of mushroom, cheese. You like mix it around, put some onion in there.
Don't
then-
sound bad to me. I'll try it. You don't like it, or you just don't?
Oh,
think
I
it's-
just never heard of it.
Oh, okay.
Until
Yeah.
weeks,
I
maybe
stopped
months
judging.
ago, we were talking about
Yeah,
it.
It's really good. I'll make some. I'll bring it to the basement.
Just never heard of it made that way. So he ended up signing to a 4-year, $2.37 million contract with a $200,000 signing bonus. Now I say that specifically because at least $500,000 was expected.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, at least $500,000 was expected, but as a result of those off-field antics and problematic, he'd have to earn that pay. So an additional $700,000 in incentives and bonuses was offered instead. It's basically like, look, we'll give you a little bit, we'll give you a lot more
if you act right.
but if you act right. So that was the draft. In 2011, Super Bowl 46, he started and caught 8 passes for 67 yards and made a 12-yard touchdown reception as the Patriots lost 21-17 to the New York Giants.
Yeah.
That wasn't the year that they were undefeated going into the Super Bowl, because the Giants beat them again that year, right?
They might have been undefeated.
Was that year?
That might have been.
That was 12 years ago.
It's a long time ago.
That was when Moss was there?
I can't remember 12 days ago.
Yeah, true.
Was Moss there at the time?
The thing is, the Patriots made so many Super Bowls, I can't even remember which one was which.
It definitely does.
That's true.
But yeah, it might have been that one.
Moss?
I think when Moss was there,
they went undefeated this season, and then they ended up losing the Super Bowl to the Giants.
Or did they lose like their last regular season game?
No, they did. They were undefeeted into the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because that was a big thing with the Dolphins.
Yeah, same
because
thing,
they popped the champagne.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Effects. Yeah.
That was on the button.
Yeah,
That's pretty
sound
good.
effect button.
In 2012, he had negotiated a contract extension. He got a 5-year, $39.58
$40
million contract that included $15.95 million in guaranteed money and a signing bonus of $12.5 million.
That's the one, the signing bonus.
That's a good one.
So that's where instead of the incentives.
That's the one you get. Supposedly, the word on the street is once you signing bonus, when you walk out the door, somebody's there with a check.
They give it to you.
Yeah, hand
Oh,
it
wow.
to you. So
That's
the
where
the
you
one
go and get that car.
Yeah, that's the one you really get.
What do you guys say? The cars with the doors that go like this?
Doors go like this. not like
Suicide.
Yeah, doors go like this, not this. That's when you're making money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His last NFL appearance was in the 2012 AFC Championship game on January 20th, 2013, against the Baltimore Ravens, where he had 9 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown in the 28-13 loss.
A lot of losses.
A lot of losses.
Don't win.
That's where that pot'll get you.
Yep.
He said it slows you,
Slows you down.
Like, what the hell's Aaron doing? Why is he walking so slow?
Yeah.
Get him out, man.
I seen some highlights the other day. He was moving.
He could
I was
play.
like, West Coast, they didn't really show the games like that, but I was watching the highlights. He was getting nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He was nice.
He was. He played. I mean, he was good. We
Yeah, he
forget
was
that,
good.
but he was. Yeah. Did you know that he, with his jersey number, came in the league as 85? Did you hear about that part?
Yeah, he had 2 numbers for sure.
Yeah.
Ocho
Yeah.
Cinco.
That's it. Ocho
Chad
Cinco.
Ochocinco.
He said that he gave it friendly like to Ocho Cinco, but I
Right.
think in reality,
They
It's
charge.
50,000.
Usually they pay for
Yeah, they
it.
pay for
Yeah.
it.
If
I mean, you would know.
If you're a big name and I'm a big name, somebody gonna pay for it.
again, this is after
Unless you
he
got
changed his
respect.
fucking name legally to Ocho
Yeah,
Cinco.
he had to get it. Yeah, he had to get
Yeah.
it.
That's right.
I got a question for Darius.
Yes, sir.
So if you're coming from Cal, you were 80, 86, 88, whole way through college, high school, and you go in there as some like scrub, like 3rd-year guy don't really play. You're a first round, second round
you're
pick.
getting it, you're getting
Are you getting that number?
You're getting it,
Okay.
yeah. They gonna get. You probably won't have to talk. They're gonna take it from
They'll
the
take it,
3rd. you want if you first round, you take
Wow,
it.
he said the NFL
did you
vicious
hear-
like that.
McCoy the other day on that podcast, he was talking about he was talking trash on somebody, defensive player, and he was talking about the jersey number. The guy, I think it might have been one of the defensive backs. I forget who.
Well, yeah. If LaShawn's listening, please let
Yeah.
us know who you
I
were
know,
talking
right?
about.
Well, he goes another day. You look like a 32. He's like holding up jersey, like he never has the same number. He was saying basically busting on the guy because every team he goes to, he's like, you look like
If you're not solidified, they're gonna change it. They'll keep changing.
he
it.
always has a different number. It was
That's
funny the
funny,
way he
yeah.
said it, but yeah.
Yeah, I had no hope. I wore 10 in college. I went to the Giants, so I knew my shit was done.
And they weren't doing that.
Eli
Back.
is 10. So
Well, hell yeah.
That's right.
Now a 10 could be
I had no hope.
No hope.
a 10 could be like a defensive lineman or whatever.
Oh, yeah, now
the numbers are weird.
Any jersey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that is cool now.
So goes the NFL.
Right.
That was a good run,
Yeah.
Aaron.
A year
Well,
after you signed, it's
But I
crazy.
mean, what gets somebody kicked out of the NFL? I mean, who knows?
A lot of weed. No, that's
Well,
not it.
We'll find out.
A
lot of coke.
at that time.
Oh, murder. No.
Maybe.
So there was others that have
The last
We
game,
can bring up the Ray Lewis story.
that's right. So the last game he played was January 20th of 2013. Later that year, but not long into 2013, he had a little skirmish with a guy named Alexander Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
So Alexander Bradley was one of his boys. Like he brought him
Oh, it was like they were tight.
real tight,
Yeah.
real tight. Like so, once Aaron made his money and got famous, he's like, "Look, I need my
Couple
boys with me."
friends,
Yeah.
friends.
Well, rumor is he took that 50 that he got for his jersey and flipped it, like with drugs, I guess, and made the money, like doubled or tripled it.
Yeah.
Well, and later this year in 2013, this Alexander Bradley cat ended up accusing Hernandez of shooting him in the face,
Mm-hmm.
shooting in the face,
In the face.
and he ended up
The shooting.
this Bradley dude ended up losing his eye.
Yes.
He lost his eye. Now, after months of back and forth, and I mean months of back and forth, bad text messages, just bullshit, whatever, it ended up being settled out of court.
Did you hear about how that all went down when he shot him at the club, or like when they were leaving the club?
Go
about
ahead.
About the bill.
Go ahead.
It was like a $10,000 bill, and they were down in Florida, and this Bradley guy's hanging out with Aaron.
Which is not hard to do. Now, I know the story you're going to tell,
Right.
But I got one after that. So
Okay.
go.
So this bill's like 10 grand, and Aaron's got money. He got their contract. And this guy is, he's making money, but he's a street hustler, and but he's got money, but not like that. And he's like, we'll split this 5 each. And he's like, I don't even know these guys. Like, I'm here with you. These are your buddies. I'm just down here, like, whatever. And Aaron got all pissy about it and paid it. When they were leaving, I guess this dude left his phone there. And they were in the car on the way, and he's still upset about it. And he told Aaron, what's the guy's name again?
Bradley?
Bradley
Alexander
goes,
Bradley.
Alexander Bradley goes, I left my phone back there. He's like, too bad. He's like, nah, but it's got my kids' pictures and whatever else. Like, I'll get you a new phone. Don't worry about it. And all the,
Too bad.
yeah, these guys are like in the car, like, yeah, whatever. Fuck your phone. We'll just get you a new one, whatever. And this guy's like bitching about it. Like, no, my pictures and everything else. And they're still upset about the bill and all this. And they're back and forth. And he ends up falling asleep in the front passenger seat, I guess. And when he wakes up, that's when the gun's like
Pointing right at him.
yeah.
Yep.
He's like, what's going on? Boom.
Yeah.
And then kicks him out of the car.
That's some gangster ass shit.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What, he shot him through the eye?
He woke up and he was there with a gun barrel.
Or
and
like the
he put it-
flash?
And I think he put his hand up like this because he said he shot him in the right eye, came through the bridge of his nose, and took his eye out. So I'm figuring it's his left hand came up. Maybe I don't know.
Man, that's basic. That like murder by like you missed it by like a half inch.
It's crazy.
He definitely thought he was going to be dead.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, this wouldn't be his first skirmish with murder. Later in 2013, Odin Lloyd had grown tight with Hernandez as Lloyd was dating Shania Jenkins, who was the sister of Hernandez's fiance.
Shayana. Shayana and Shayna.
Shania, Shaney.
Shanae and Shayana, I think.
Is her sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shanae that
Okay.
I met one day on my way back from John Jay.
Shanae.
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 Yeah. That was from
Shanae.
Living Color.
And-
That was in Living Color.
Martin
Yeah.
Lawrence and them.
yeah, Martin.
Martin.
Martin Lawrence.
Remember
Shanae.
Martin
Shanae.
had a sitcom.
Okay, that was Martin Lawrence, not in Living Color.
No, that was Little Magic. Do you remember Little Magic? Oh, come on.
on in Living Color.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Put it in the mailbag if anybody remembers Little Magic
Oh, we'll look
from
it
In
up.
Living Color.
We'll look it up.
All right.
That was a skit show back in it.
I've heard it. I just
Yeah.
think I watched it.
It was the Wayans brothers.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I got that.
Yeah, I think it's Shayana and Shania.
Give me a second.
Because it would be Shane, Shane, Shania, EAH.
Whatever you say, man.
And then Shayana is Shayannana.
I keep saying
Shayana.
why.
Just go with the story.
All right. Yeah, Shanae.
Shanae, yeah.
So anyway, so Odin Lloyd was dating this chick
Thank you.
who was the sister of Hernandez's fiance.
Correct.
The chick he was dating, the chick that Lloyd was dating, was named Shania.
Mm-hmm.
Shaneea. Got it. On June 14th, 2013, Lloyd and Hernandez went together to Rumor Nightclub in Boston. A witness claimed Hernandez appeared to be upset at Lloyd in the club, and that night stormed out. 2 days later, June 16th, at approximately 9:30 p.m., Hernandez text messaged his friend, Ernest Wallace, asking him to drive up to North Attleboro, Massachusetts, along with Carlos Ortiz from their homes in Bristol, Connecticut.
Now these two were tight with him.
Yeah.
They were hanging out back in the day at the cousin's house. They were always over there.
They were always over. They were like friends from the get go. And like I guess guys, they say in the NFL, from what this story was saying, I don't know, but they try to hang out with kids that they grew up with because they trust them.
Once you get that first round money, they kind of say like if you're not with your parents, you got to have somebody with you. Kind of like you always bring,
or just kind of like deflect. Like even if you're out somewhere, like them guys, yo man, leave him alone. Yeah. Like go ahead in the club. Like at least try to have somewhat of a normal existence.
And his situation unique that he got drafted to the team that's very close to where he grew up.
Went home. That's not. That's why I say that's not.
They say that's actually so. You had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to stay home.
I mean, you said quite literally, Darius, like I wanted to get away from there so I could grow up, so I could mature, so I could further my life.
I didn't want my high school friends in my dorm rooms. I know what that was going to be like.
Right.
I didn't want that.
That's exactly what ended up happening to this guy going to the Patriots. In reality,
but with the two guys, their names Ortiz and what was the other one?
Wallace.
Well, they said Wallace was a little older than him.
Ernie Wallace. Ernest.
And then Ortiz was a younger guy, but they were really close from the cousin.
Right.
Next day, June 17th, 2013, at 2:33 a.m., surveillance footage shows Odin Lloyd leaving his home in the south end of Boston and getting into a silver Nissan Altima with Hernandez, Wallace, and Ortiz. 3:07 a.m. to 3:23 a.m., Lloyd exchanged text messages with his sister, Shaquila. They read, "You saw who I'm with. Hello? NFL. Just so you know." Around 3:25 a.m., surveillance camera footage shows a car driving toward a secluded gravel pit in an industrial area on John Deitch Boulevard.
Don Juan Boulevard.
John Deitch Boulevard in North Attleboro. Approximately 4 minutes later, a car is shown driving back. Police say that Lloyd was fatally shot during the period in between. Around 5:30 p.m., now this is 14 hours later, a jogger taking a shortcut home discovered a body in a gravel pit on John Deitch Boulevard. Later in the evening, the news broke that a man had been murdered about 1 mile from Hernandez's North Attleboro, Massachusetts home.
That's just lazy.
1 mile.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Have you not seen the movies?
That's the weed.
That's the weed.
But that's what I'm saying. And they found the blunt. I mean, we'll get into that. But these guys were so high. Like at first, I'm sure they had this big plan. Like, look, man, stay off your cell phone.
But then I got high.
We're not going to be drinking. Nobody call nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, we're not going to stop anywhere. They end up stopping at like convenience stores on camera with all the stuff left at the scene. Like these guys got so high and so stupid.
It was high.
But
they ain't got no job.
Because I got high. I ain't got no car. So I'm high. But these guys had it. I mean, if people, I mean, we don't condone any type of behavior here. We're just a simple little podcast. But if you're going to want to try something as stupid as murder, do not follow any of the stuff that Hernandez, Ortiz, and what's the other guy?
Ernest
Wallace.
Wallace.
Thank you.
But remember, we know where we're going with this, and the listener might know, but we'll find out. Hernandez, how he's thinking is not.
Yes, there's other stuff
there's
involved.
Other stuff going on.
Sure, man.
Very true.
He's got pot and gayness on the mind.
I don't know if it's this pot, but this gayness really made me do some dumb shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Lloyd was found shot multiple times in the groin, arm, side, chest, and back in this industrial park about a mile from the house.
Which that's rather frightening. I mean, because like the forearm and stuff, that's all defensive.
Defense
turning.
Yeah, when you're turning like, oh man.
Did you know to say like one gun, or I'm just asking?
It was a Glock, I think.
To my knowledge, it was one gun.
One Glock.
One person,
gun.
yeah.
They found keys to a car rented by Hernandez in Lloyd's pocket.
Ooh, smart.
So I'm going to go rent a car. I'm going to hold these keys. Now I'm going to shoot
I'm going to shoot you.
Put my jersey on.
Here,
catch.
Exactly. I'm gonna sign it first.
But like as Zap's going to probably discuss here, some of the shit that it's like, what
You did it.
What?
You're doing it wrong, Aaron.
Yeah,
you're
man.
doing it wrong.
And that was them 3 blunts.
Yeah, I know. Damn.
And the half a Henny that they
Damn.
had on the way up to Boston.
Yeah, it made me spilled my yak. They also found bubble gum, which had been purchased by Hernandez, stuck to a bullet casing, found at the scene.
On tape
Stuck
in the convenience store where they're buying the same type of bubble gum.
Yep.
Yeah.
They also found shoe prints that matched the same shoes worn by Hernandez that same night.
Yep. Size 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like
and that's 13.
Jordans, yeah, the same.
Like P.S. Not many people wear a 13.
Yeah, 13 is out the. I'm a 12. I'm still in the normal range. But
Oh, yeah.
13 is definitely out the shoe. You got to go.
You got like a
order
13.
those.
What's that size called for like really wide? Like a Henry? You got like a 13 Henry.
13 wide.
And it's like, oh, there's only 3 of these
What's
ever
like
bought in this area.
Shaq.
Shaq got 17, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I thought he.
23, I
Or is
think.
it,
Yeah,
is
I
it
was
that big?
It's like a rim.
23?
Yeah, it's like a rim. Yeah, he
So-
put it inside of the rim. I can't remember which rim it was.
I want to say it
It
was
was like a 20, 24 or 20, something like that.
24s. And he said, I got to get those rims because they're my shoe size.
He wears a size 24 shoe.
24.
How long you been in the area, Darius?
A year. What's today? A year on the 21st. So I
Okay,
think
so
like
before
2
your
days.
before your time, there used to be a mall around here. It was called the Colonial Park Mall.
That's
Well,
where I
still
deliver
there.
at. That's where
Yeah.
I deliver at. I hear
Okay,
that.
okay, but it was an actual place where people went. There
I
was
can
like
tell. I
there
can tell. It looks nice.
was
I mean,
like
it looked
more
like
than
it could have been
5
nice.
people
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Back in
Yeah.
its day, it was
Yeah,
something special.
but they had a store there, and it was like I think it was a Foot Locker, but they had one of Shaq's shoes. Like,
Yeah, the big. Yeah,
Yeah, and
huge
it was-
ones, yeah.
Man,
20.
It was
Yeah,
nice.
literally
But I
like
just-
this big. Literally.
That's
Yeah.
2 feet of feet.
Yeah.
it's 2 feet.
2
Yeah.
feet of feet.
Well, just think like if he would commit it, like you know what I mean, leave a
Yeah, any
shoe
footprint.
is all they want.
Yeah. His footprint is stolen.
Either him or Ronald
Yeah, Shaq.
McDonald.
Yeah.
Shaq, open up, man.
It was either him or Ronald McDonald shoe. You know what I mean? One of them big ass
That's right.
shoes.
I
That's a
keep
good
thinking
one. That's a
clown
good one.
shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, clown shoe. That's it. Yeah.
Could have been Ronald. Sorry.
Could have been.
Yeah.
So prosecutors believe that Lloyd had said something to Hernandez to cause him to lose his trust in Lloyd. Possibly something about his gayness. Possibly something about the murders of Daniel
Abreu.
Abreu and Safiro Furtado.
But see, they never came out with any conclusive evidence on what the whole murder
What caused the murder?
was about.
What, the Odin Lloyd murder?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, there was no.
there was nothing.
There's
Nothing with
speculation.
the-
That's it.
Speculation, and the speculation leads to one of those two things: either Lloyd was going to drop a dime, or he was not even going to drop a dime, but he wouldn't stop talking about the Abreu and Furtado murders, which this was where gunshots were fired into their vehicle in Boston's South End after
That goes-
leaving
yeah,
Kier
that's the
nightclub on July 16th, 2012.
Right.
And again, as we had mentioned earlier, Hernandez was later indicted for these murders, but acquitted in 2017.
And I don't think Zach mentioned what I don't. Did you mention when the Odin Lloyd murder, when they came back to the house, there was only 3 that got out of the
Yeah,
car?
out the car. I remember that in the video.
I did not.
Yeah, they have a whole video of.
You're saying surveillance shit?
Did like a
Yeah,
timestamp.
Yeah, they have a whole timestamp of the whole route that they took
Yeah.
up to Boston because text messages they hit all the towers. They're coming all the way back. They show exactly they sent like one a couple minutes out before, like they head to the gravel pit there, and then one after, and they roll up to Hernandez's house, and there's only 3 people getting out of the car.
Right.
Instead of the 4, yeah.
And then they also show footage from inside the house.
Crazy.
He comes up the stairs with the Glock in his hand.
Oh, he do. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, the gun.
and then they have his,
Aaron, you're doing it
yeah,
wrong.
you're doing it wrong. The prosecution is there, and they're saying, "Look, is anybody seeing this? Like, look, the guy got a gun in his hand." And then his attorney comes up and says,
This is an iPad.
"Was that an iPad? It could have been a TV controller. It's a remote control." The guy's here holding a thing like this.
Dear
Yeah.
God.
It was bad, but it was all right there on camera.
Unreal.
His own cameras.
His
at that.
own
Yeah.
cameras.
His own cameras.
If you're going to have
That's a
camera,
kick in the nuts,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
It really is.
if you're going to have camera for security, don't be committing your own crime in your house.
It's true.
True.
Don't
True.
shit where you eat, man. Come on, Hernandez.
Come on now.
That's why you need the what's the Dallas house called?
The
Oh,
White
the
House.
White House.
White House.
White House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing that.
No
That's
cameras allowed. It's like the strip johns, man. You got to leave your phones now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on June 26th, 2013, Hernandez was arrested at his home and charged with first-degree murder, 1 count of carrying a firearm without a license, 2 counts of possessing a large-capacity firearm, and 2 counts of possessing a firearm without a firearm identification card.
Damn.
Now, this is a question I would have for our lawyer friend.
JW.
JW.
JW, how are you getting firearm violations if they don't have a murder weapon?
Right.
There was no murder weapon found,
Yeah.
which they said his girlfriend.
Yeah, like, go get this box and get rid of it.
Yeah, and she got rid of it at some dump or something like that. But to have a firearms violation with no firearm,
Connecticut rules on firearms is like jerseys, I'm guessing.
or like New York, where you're not allowed
I
to
mean, that's
have
what I'm saying.
any
It got to be
sort of
something. It
firearm.
has to be somewhat like that. Yeah.
But I mean, they had circumstantial.
Wait,
Like I said,
are
it
you
was on camera.
Wait.
But you couldn't say exactly what it was.
Firearm shop. But they found other firearms. I think.
Yeah.
He had
They
multiple.
would. They had. He had other guns.
That's probably why. Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
He said
Yeah.
So
something
they
with the
go to
clips,
they
yeah.
go to his house
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
they
know that.
arrest him.
Yeah.
So while they're at the house, they're like, "Well, fuck it, let's search around a little bit."
So they found other. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to something earlier, talking about that, finding the guns. This guy had a ton of paranoia, and I think that's what this all stemmed from. When he killed that guy, or attempted to kill Bradley, I believe his name was, Bradley wouldn't fess up to the cops. They were like, "Who did this?"
So it was
I'm
like
telling
straight
you.
gangster.
He was like, basically, "I'll take care of it."
Right.
So he told Aaron, like, I'm coming for you, whatever. So he started getting all these extra guns and all
Okay.
that, and he's just always looking over his shoulder and paranoid that this guy's coming for him. And you talked about having another spot. He did have an apartment that he had got set up after that Bradley thing, where he would go
Yeah.
to get high and do all that stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So he did. There we go.
He did have
he
it.
Tried it.
He
He should have
tried
stayed
it.
there after he
He should.
killed
Yeah.
him.
He should have
Yeah,
instead of
something.
going back to the man. There was no cameras in
Where they
that
have
apartment,
every
you know?
camera in
Yeah.
the world. But that makes sense to what you what you said. He
Yep.
had other firearms
He
in the
said
house.
extended mags or something. That's what
Yeah.
gave me the hint.
Or like 27 rounds instead of like the 12 it allotted.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was on June 26th. All of that went down. An hour and a half after having officially been informed, the Patriots immediately released him from the team. Now, he automatically forfeited his 2015 to 2018 salaries, which totaled $19.3 million, which were not guaranteed. Yeah, that hurts.
Now the thing,
The remaining money,
Go ahead.
however, the remaining money was paid in 2013, which was, remaining was when it was being paid in 2013 and 2014. So in 2013, he had received 2.55 million, and then in 2014, he received $7.5 million. They just wanted to get that money out as fast as they could, as
Right.
fast as they possibly could. Get this done. We have fulfilled our part of the contract. Get the fuck out of here.
You're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
We got an open slot to fill.
when they suspected him, when he was considered a suspect for the murder, they showed him going to practice. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
seen
in
that
the white
video.
Audi.
In the white Audi, and then the helicopter was following him, and it was much like the OJ trial.
Like the white Bronco. Yeah.
Yeah, where they're like, we're just going to follow him, see where the hell he's going. So he shows up at practice, giving people high fives, like going like this and that, and
Well, I
doing
thought
his
when
thing.
I thought when he showed up in that day that he couldn't get in the facility there.
Well, no,
Yeah.
he pulled in the and then he was unable to. Like he was going with like a swipe card.
It wasn't working.
That one worked.
Yeah.
You're done.
NFL knows if you're gonna be guilty before you know. That's why they cut you. If
Yeah.
you're gonna be guilty, they're gonna cut you for
I'm
sure.
sure the NFL
They
got a
already
lot
know.
of lawyers.
They know.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
You're probably right.
Right.
You're probably right. The NFL probably does have a lot of lawyers.
Yep.
So the next day, so this is going to speak to that thing you were talking about with the apartment on the side. Carlos Ortiz was arrested in connection with Lloyd's death. Now, this is the next day. So Ortiz, once he was arrested, told police about Hernandez's secretly rented apartment in Franklin, Massachusetts, which, after a subsequent search by the police, turned up ammunition and clothing that police believed could be used in the case against him.
In the trial. Okay.
Yeah. Next day, June 28th, Ernie Wallace is arrested in connection with the Lloyd death. In addition, on that same day, Hernandez's fiancee, Shayana, and his cousin, Tanya, were charged as accessories to the murders for suspected involvement in assisting Hernandez after he killed Lloyd. A couple of month and change later, August 22nd, 2013, Hernandez is indicted by a grand jury for the murder of Odin Lloyd. September 6, 2013, Hernandez pleads not guilty. September 27, 2013, Ortiz and Singleton are indicted on accessory charges in connections with Lloyd's death. Shayana Jenkins is indicted for perjury. April 11, 2014, Ortiz and Wallace are charged with first-degree murder of Lloyd in a new indictment. May 15th, 2014, Hernandez is indicted on murder charges for the killings of Abreu and Furtado.
Mm-hmm.
January 19th, 2015, the trial begins.
Yeah, and in between all that, the two murders in Boston, because they found the vehicle, right?
Yep.
The Toyota 4Runner or
Yep.
whatever. I guess a dealership had given it to him basically for
Yeah.
doing commercials. I don't know what he was doing. And this car was sitting in the cousin's garage
In her garage for
with like
yeah,
cobwebs and dust
Tanya
and all.
type dude, right?
for a
Yeah.
long time.
That's they went to her house to do like a search, and when they went in the garage, they found this car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they knew that they needed this 4Runner with what were the plates, New Hampshire or
Yeah,
it was some
something
other
that-
state, and they were like, "Oh, this was the car they were looking for," and that's how they connected him to the two murders in Boston.
Interesting.
Yeah,
But as you said, those two murders, I think there was just enough evidence on those, which he was found not guilty for.
That's
Well, he-
correct.
he had
The
a good
glove
lawyer.
didn't fit,
Yeah.
so they had to acquit.
Well, he had that
Yeah.
one kick-ass lawyer that he
Baez.
hired. Mm-hmm.
he was the one that got
Joan Baez,
Joan Baez.
not Joan Baez.
I don't forget his first, but he got the girl Casey Anthony off.
Yep, that's the same guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like a really really good lawyer.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, yeah, they had interviews with him on the one Netflix thing, and he was just saying he's like, there. I mean, it could have been anything just because the car's there. Like, you can't just connect it. And they said the guy was a drug dealer. His story was like too to the point, too concise. Like a lot of the shit he was saying was like such a story. Like, how you gonna believe?
So he
that
was
guy?
able to like. I saw some of the trial when they were talking. He was like flipping it on him. So he ended up making the guy look guilty, like he was guilty. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
yeah, crazy.
Well, after that, as the trial's going on, after enough physical evidence had been brought against him, the defense admitted in its closing statements that Hernandez was in fact present during the murders,
Right.
but they downplayed him as just basically like being a bystander.
Yeah.
Like, look, he was there, but he didn't do it. He didn't pull the trigger. He was just there.
The two bad guys that were there did it. He
That's
was just,
right. Could have been Aaron. It couldn't have been him. It had to be these other guys.
But I don't think. I don't know. Just an opinion. I don't think Hernandez was the trigger man.
Well, apparently on April 15th, 2015, somebody disagreed with you
I know that.
because Hernandez was convicted of first-degree murder and all of the weapon charges, and he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
But with three people involved, how can you pin it on one person?
That's why I don't like the law, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can't just say he. But he was the biggest name they could pick, so of
Yeah.
course you're going to throw him out
You
there.
know the Young Thug thing. Same thing is like
Yeah.
they'd rather take the bigger person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not going to take somebody that doesn't have. Oh, would you say Wallace or Aaron Hernandez, number 81, New England Patriots tight end downfall? I mean, I don't know if he did it or not. I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty. He could have been along for the ride, smoking 14 blunts on the ride. He might have not even been driving. Like, I don't know.
He
Right.
ain't even got his license.
If he
visa.
shot the one dude in the
Right.
face by himself, I don't know why you bring two other people to try it. I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
Three other.
Yeah, three
Yeah.
other people. That's true.
But and the
He
thing
just
with
came back with two others. Right?
Yeah.
whatever happened, like who the argument wasn't even known.
I guess you can look at it this way though. No matter whoever did the shooting,
all knew
they
who-
were all there.
Yeah.
So they were all
No,
guilty
they all
in some
did it.
respect. But yeah, I mean, I guess maybe though you could look at it like if you weren't the trigger man, you feel threatened by ratting them out. So then maybe you don't.
Or
say-
they old
So
school.
do they all get the same time?
right? Yeah, I guess
That's
you got to
what-
look at it that
Did
way.
other
Yeah.
people-
But that's that old
did
school-
Other people get off or no? The Ortiz and the
I don't think they got first degree murder.
They didn't get. They
not
did,
to get off, but they didn't get charged with the murder like he did.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But I'm saying, how
At
do you
worst, they would have been considered accessories.
accessories to murder? But
Accessory.
how do you pin a life sentence?
That's what I'm saying. A life sentence is somebody.
In Massachusetts, if you're found guilty of first degree murder, is a life sentence.
So you ask the other two guys who did it.
they didn't know.
If the other two guys say, well, Hernandez did it. Okay.
Oh yeah, if
But
that's
they-
what they
they-
said. That's what they said. Then,
But they
yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
None
they
of them
they
said
never
anything.
Said they snitched.
Yeah, none
Okay.
of them. None of them snitched. I mean, that's that old school shit. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Fingerprints. I don't know, man.
But there was no gun.
Yeah.
There were shell casings. There was gum. There was a blunt, a big ass blunt. It was like a Bob Marley friggin' joint.
Yeah.
'Cause they showed it was like that big. I was like, damn, you can't even smoke that in
by
real life.
yourself. Yeah, not by yourself.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I know as we get later on, and there was an appeal going on.
There was.
Yeah.
There will be.
There will be. Yeah.
So, fun
There
fact.
will be.
Fun fact. After he was convicted, he was temporarily transferred to the Cedar Junction Correctional Institution, which is a maximum security intake facility located only a mile and a half from Gillette Stadium,
oh wow.
the Patriot Stadium.
Yeah. Could have been like the longest yard.
Like that's messed up. Like what a slap in the face.
Weird. Yeah, that's just weird to do. That definitely just weird to do.
It's just
right there.
damn,
that was good.
that's where I made all my millions, and now I'm behind bars
Looking over here.
for the rest of my life.
But in the documentary, they were saying he compartmentalized his jailing as like because the guards would be like, "How you feeling today?" He's like, "Oh man, just another day at training camp."
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he was.
Well, he thought he was getting out. Like in his mind, he thought he was going to get back and play.
No,
and
he
all that.
continued to work out hard, like, and because he always anticipated going back to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Sometimes you see friends you haven't seen in a while, like at my job, like they've been going for 6 months to come back, they're all jacked. You're like, I know where he was at. I mean, it happens. It happens sometimes. But I was like, dang, that dude. And they're like, man, come on, he's going for a year.
You know where he's at?
Yeah. Nobody knew. And then he just shows up back at work.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Getting swallowed off bread and water.
Yep.
swole.
Swole. Yeah, that's a lyric.
So Aaron spent some time in jail. Aaron's brother DJ, his mother Terry, and his attorney George Leontire all of them report that Hernandez came out as gay to his mother and his ex-girlfriend while in prison.
Oh, there it is.
Well, okay.
Well, there you have it.
Hernandez went on to believe that his sexual abuse he experienced. He went on to say that he believed that he was the way he was because of the sexual abuse he experienced as a boy.
Yeah, he was like 6 years old, right?
Yeah, so he is basically saying, like, look, because I was sexually abused when I was 6 years old, this is why I became gay. So he alleges that a teenage boy who was at his babysitter's house forced Hernandez to perform oral sex on him, beginning when Hernandez was 6 years old and continuing for several years.
It's horrible.
April 17th, 2017, reporter Michelle McPhee appeared on the Kirk and Callahan sports radio show, during which she and the two hosts concluded that Hernandez was gay. 2 days later, April 19th, 2017, Hernandez is found hanging in his cell.
Yeah, he probably couldn't live with it. I don't know. If you admit it, I don't know why you can't live with it, though.
Right.
He used his bed sheets to hang himself. So, however, toxicology found that he'd been smoking K2 within 36 hours prior. So while he did not have a cellmate, a fellow inmate told investigators that Hernandez had spent much of the previous 2 days smoking it. So everybody,
Now,
everybody know what K2
This
is?
K2 must have never really caught on because I don't hear it talked about much. It must be a hard.
It's like a
drug.
synthetic, right?
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know, maybe like that Delta 8 stuff, I think.
You're basically, so number one, you're basically on another planet.
Oh, shit.
Completely on another planet.
It's that bath salt sound
Like it's like, yeah, like you're a dude. You're a zombie.
You're eating people.
You're an absolute zombie, and it's associated with it'll induce psychosis. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's synthetic or it's some kind of spicy shit.
I definitely heard it. Yeah, I definitely heard it.
You were correct. It is called spice.
Yeah,
it's
K2
a synthetic.
spice
It's a
or something,
synthetic marijuana.
There you go.
Yeah, something crazy.
But why would you smoke
I wouldn't know.
synthetic herb?
I don't know, man. Dude's in jail.
Were they allowed to? Maybe they're allowed to have it in
He
jail.
got millions. I feel like he
Well,
could've
you can
got
get
it.
you can get anything in jail according to movies.
Right.
Yeah, shit. According to my friends on Instagram.
Shit.
In jail?
My friend on Instagram in jail posts every day.
That's amazing.
Well, don't they make like I was talking about? They make like that.
Wait a
spit-
second. Your
the
friend's in jail.
Yeah, I got some bad friends.
Wait. But he's posting on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm seeing if I can find
How do you do that?
You're allowed to
I
phone.
don't know.
It's a new jail, man.
I told you, man. They had that the prison cook.
This
they,
is
they have it
Warden
on
Matt.
You can get anything.
This is Warden Matt's jail,
Yeah.
not Warden Zapp's jail.
Here's some bread. Oh, you've seen Goodfellas.
Of course.
She goes, here, take your bread.
That was a different one. That's
This
different.
is his, he didn't post a story today, but this is
Oh, jeez.
What is it?
There he
he
is.
just posted people working out in jail.
That's the dude that just got back to my job. Right there.
He just posted.
God damn.
He send me like DMs and stuff. He talking to me.
That guy was 160 pounds when he was arrested.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's
This
he
happened- this
lifting?
happened here. He went in when I was in college.
He's still in.
Yeah, he's still in.
That's
there.
ridiculous.
Oh, he's gonna be big when he gets out, man.
Yeah.
He started an Uber company, and then I guess the dude didn't want to. He was buying like Priuses and handing them out. Like, oh, I'll give you this. You pay me insurance plus another $1,000. I guess, but he didn't want to pay him. He tried to shoot him.
Oh, jeez.
Did he succeed?
I think he the attempted murder, didn't die. So he
hit him.
Snitching. Yeah, Buddy ended up snitching.
Okay.
So then, yeah.
Crazy.
No cops looking for a murder.
Yeah.
Hey, 3 hots in a cot, man.
3 hots and cots. So, smoking the K2, smoking the Reaper, basically on another planet. Quote, John 3:16. So, John 3:16 was found written on his forehead in red ink.
I heard that. Yeah.
Shampoo.
Shampoo. I don't know. His lover. Shampoo, I love you. Because it was Shiana, Shania, Shupu, and Shakira.
Shampoo, I need you. The things you say.
Yeah.
You're so unbelievable. So, shampoo was found covering the floor. Cardboard was wedged under the cell door to make it difficult to open. There were drawings written in blood on the walls. The blood came from, we can't be certain, but it appears that the blood came from a cut that was in his right middle finger. Like he's just using his right middle finger to draw.
To draw, yeah.
Yeah, so he had drawn an unfinished pyramid with the all-seeing eye of God. That's
like
the thing on the
just like the
$1
movie.
bill.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where they got it from.
And the word Illuminati written in capital letters.
Oh,
on
dear
it.
God.
Oh, God.
I can't spell it. I don't think he can.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
He actually was writing, I love you, Lisa.
Yeah.
Just came out like that. Yeah.
I think he's saying Illuminati, man. He's like, no, I love you, Lisa.
Go on.
So the drawings were in reference to the Nation of Gods and Earth, which was is a black supremacist movement, which appeared odd considering his turn to the Bible while in prison and having a clear interest in Christianity.
So John 3:16, and then
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like.
I think, well, you said he was.
This guy's all over the fucking
Exactly.
place.
He was on K2, man.
Yeah.
He was spicing it up.
He was on those.
He was extra tasty spicy.
Yeah, but what do you call them? Goofballs.
Now, you said- now you-
hopped up on goofballs.
Now back to what you said. He was on. They found that in his system.
Yes.
And it was 36 hours that he was on that.
With it is
Within 36 hours.
based on what was in there. It is clear that he had used K2 within 36
So it could
hours
have
of
been
his
day and
death.
a half.
5 hours before his death. It
Could have been
Okay.
36 minutes.
Which it was a prison
Right.
guard, probably just here, dude.
Well, it gets me to my next point. So I had listened to a podcast called The Pivot. It's with Ryan Clark, plays for, and the Pouncey twins, who one played for the Steelers. They played with him in at Florida. They were like pretty much not lifelong friends, but since college. He had called on the phone the night before all this, everybody he cared about, pretty much. So
Yep.
both
So he
Pouncey
knew.
twins. Well, they said he was in like high spirits, talking about how,
or just high.
well, it could have been, but
No.
they were basically all totally shocked when
Wow.
when
The
this went
next
down.
day or whatever.
Yeah, like so. I guess that like the night before there was no inkling of it, but I guess with suicide or anything like that, you don't know. But they just were almost kind of hitting around to the fact that they thought things were maybe a little fishy with this. But like, who would murder this guy in prison? Who would like try to do a cover up? But I guess you never know.
So let's again reminder. This guy had no cellmate.
That's what I was about to say.
So there's
yeah,
nobody
no,
that could have even been in
yeah.
there, right?
Done. No cellmate. And he was again, once they opened the doors, after he had jammed cardboard in there,
Yeah.
and after somehow, for some reason, he tried washing his hair.
Yeah, I was about to say it's shampoo, but I'm like, maybe he wanted them to slip when they
I
get
think-
in.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, wait, that's,
Maybe.
that's
Stop
not
it.
good.
Oh.
He's like Home Alone.
That's the best thing I came up with. I'm sorry.
Yo, that was good, guys.
like Home Alone, like setting up
Yeah.
Booby traps, so they can't get him.
Yeah.
Oh no, he got past the cardboard, not the shampoo though.
He's calling the cops from a prison cell. Come on. Remember
So
that?
for damn sure, there was nobody else in there with him to hang him and or put the
That's what I'm saying,
cardboard
how do you
under.
hang? He's
But that's
like
an Epstein.
6'6",
Remember
right?
The Epstein thing. They were saying the same
But
type of
see,
stuff.
the Epstein knew the Clintons. He knew the Prince of
Right.
England. He knew
I'm just saying.
a
like,
lot of people.
He knew a lot
the
of people
Bushes
that were doing
yeah.
a lot of bad shit.
Right.
and they wanted him dead.
No, I'm just saying, like, according to these people that had talked to him, like, the night before, basically.
But it could have been the drugs.
But it
man.
could have been the drugs.
It could have been.
If
He
that
must
drug-
have
if-
just
if that-
popping.
Look into K2. I can promise you it's the fucking drugs.
It'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing with this fucked up murder, man. The guy was high on the big Marley joint.
How
He
tall
didn't
was
know
it?
what he was
6'6",
doing.
right? At least.
No idea.
I'm
He
trying
was
to think how do
6'5",
you hang?
6'6".
For how tall he was.
Yeah, like how would you? hang?
Darius is right. Hey, he ties it up. He's like, where am I
That's what I'm
going?
saying. He's standing on.
Or that could have been the
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
that could have been the shampoo.
that's
Like,
why I say he might have made himself slip.
made himself slip.
That's what I was thinking too.
So he couldn't keep his feet.
I be thinking off
Oh,
the
there
box.
it is.
That's
yeah.
right. No, you nailed it.
Think a little bit.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's all I got in the life and times of Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
Wasn't too bad.
No, it was wild. I mean, amidst all this though, he was trying to appeal that first. He got off for the 2 murders.
Yes.
And he was in the midst of trying to appeal this.
Yes.
And there was some kind of law on the books in.
So the law on the books you're speaking to is an actual legal doctrine. It's called, and I wrote it down,
Yeah.
Good job, Zab.
abatement ab initio, or initio, initio, INITIO. So abatement ab initio, which is the legal doctrine that vacates convictions if a defendant dies before all appeals are exhausted. So he ended up
a free man.
He died, and as a result of that, because appeal was in motion, or his attorney filed for an appeal,
Right.
so he ended up dying and then becoming an innocent man.
And his
Wife gets that.
the money.
Yeah,
Correct.
The Patriots were on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I didn't find anything else. Actually, the documentary ended there. Did they? I wonder if she ended up getting money. I know she was able to sell the
I
house.
think innocent is the wrong term. How about not guilty?
Not guilty. Yeah.
Not
They
guilty.
had to-
Yeah, you have no idea if he's innocent or not.
Just saying. Just saying.
Which we don't know. We don't know if he was a trigger man or not.
right. But I know that he had the daughter to the girl. They were
Paid for,
engaged,
Yep.
and he was worried about them, being
Having
set
anything.
Up.
Yeah.
And they were saying maybe that was motive for him to do that, to off himself in prison, just like, I'm gonna be in here, I'm not getting out, but at least they'll get something out of all this. So.
So I think, yeah. So when he initially got arrested, almost immediately, he said, "Look, to his lawyer, you have to pay my girlfriend a stipend, or my baby mama a stipend, $5,000 a month. Pick a number. You got to give her this, and like, here's $500,000. Just throw it in the bank. Just let it sit there, just in case."
Right.
That's my understanding.
Just
Well,
to
he
cover
did,
her.
He
Yeah.
did just have a newborn baby. And, and the thing, like, can you imagine the whole family aspect after this? With the sisters and.
Well, that's what I listened to the Pouncey twins today talk about, like, from their perspective. That was like their friend. And they're still in contact with the fiance and the kid, and they have kids like the same age, and they're still connected. And for them, like, they were never trying to defend what he did, but they were like really good friends, and they were trying to defend the person, like, that they knew, not the actions that he did. So it was like one of them touchy things where people look at Aaron Hernandez and what he did, and it's horrible, but you got to remember he was still a person that people cared about and all that, and they were just trying to, and it was cool to listen to them talk about it.
Well, they said his brain too, with the CTE diagnosis,
That was the other thing,
which
yeah.
we really didn't touch on, and that's the chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Yeah.
Encephalopathy. I mean, if somebody can correct that. But the CTE, which is a degenerative brain disease, and they said he was found with this in his brain, which a lot of other athletes, who was a linebacker for the Chargers,
Junior
Junior
Seau.
Seau, who ended up killing himself, correct?
Yeah, he committed suicide.
And
another one, I feel like.
yeah, there were some other high end athletes who have like faced a lot of this trauma their whole life from their brain, and a lot of it it's a degenerative, and a lot of football players, and it's people that participate in high impact sports, but that could be a problem with the aggression, with just the way he was wired.
They actually donated his brain to afterwards, and the lady that took it apart and looked at everything said it was the worst case she's ever seen for somebody that young at 27 years old, or I think he was 27 or 28.
Damn.
And she said she's never seen disease advance that far, that young. And it obviously started at a young age. Now, going back to his father abusing him, the brother said he used to hit him on the head, do stuff like that, punch him, do stuff.
Obviously, punch him in the
For like a
face.
7, 8, 9-year-old kid, you're getting in the head, man.
Right. So it could start that young, and I guess it would be bad. And talking about that, another guy, this guy, I don't know if you remember this story. His name was Philip Adams. He played for
Will Smith. Did he do that? Oh no, never mind. I'm sorry. I thought that was that movie
that movie was with Will
about
Smith,
the
right.
brain, the degenerative brain. Yeah.
No, this guy played for the Niners, the Raiders, and I forget if it was a third team, but I think it was over COVID. He ended up murdering it was like a neighbor that was a doctor. there was like 4 or 5 people in the house, and he went in with a gun and like killed him and stuff. But it was the same type. And then he turned the gun on himself and killed himself. They did the same thing. Looked at his brain, massive CT, like basically on the level of Hernandez. And it was the same type thing. His family noticed changes in him the months leading up to the murder, and it was basically CTE, the same level. So I mean, I'm sure it happens.
So I know, some of the stuff we talk about on these, and we make light of the situation. I mean, there was a murder. There's nothing to make light of, but like the way that the murder was done, and I mean, these were bad people, but is it all his fault for the way that he reacted, or what he became? We said about like the triad, or like, the dad dying early, the mom being abusive, the dad abusive, these brain trauma, the CTE. I mean, I don't know. It's a sad story.
It's a sad story.
It is
so sad.
Yep.
It's a sad situation.
It was horrible, but I mean, like I said, they're trying to basically, like we talked to Darius when we were talking about the movie review and stuff. They're trying to change basically the way you, like with youth football, how you tackle and all that stuff to try to prevent.
They're working on it.
But it's still a brutal sport. They call it basically modern day gladiators.
I still feel like it's impossible to play it. I don't know. I feel like if you play it the way you have to play it to be safe, it won't be exciting, unfortunately.
I mean, did you see the Pro Bowl?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it will look like. Yeah, exactly.
Give it 5 years.
Exactly.
It's going to be flag fucking football.
Yeah. Right.
Well, that's what a lot of kids in, I mean, Pennsylvania is a big football state, but a lot of kids now, I mean, my son did it playing flag football.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
bigger,
fun. It's exciting.
Yeah.
But a lot of parents are like, whatever, my kid. And you see how big the leagues are around here for pee-wee, pony, midget football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still a great game. I mean,
definitely. It's my favorite. It's my favorite sport.
Yeah, I just feel like you got to be honest and call it the gladiator sport and pay what it's gonna pay. And
it is. Yeah.
But to be out of that, I never experienced like you did. But even like in college, like to be at that level coming out of a tunnel and like a crowd just like, wow.
Yeah, I can imagine.
No, that's crazy.
I mean, I'm sure that you look back on and be like, damn, that was cool.
No, yeah, like when I played Ohio State for the first time, I was like, that was like my dream type come true to like, damn, I'm at Ohio State Stadium. Like that shit was crazy.
It's 100-some thousand people.
115.
Nuts.
Texas 115. Like damn.
Penn State's 100-some.
Yeah, I didn't play that. I wish I did. That all white looks crazy.
Yeah, that's a big place.
Just look around and take it all in, and that has to be crazy. But yeah, that was definitely an interesting one. I like I said, I did watch the documentary on it, but it was cool to revisit it.
I will tune in for that one.
Yeah, it's basically what we covered. There's a couple other things, but yeah, definitely.
Seeing the videos is a lot different, like the guns and stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah,
sure.
He's terrible.
Yeah. But then for the defense, he's like, it looks like a remote control. I don't know if it could have been an iPod.
Right.
Like he's holding it like this, man. Come on. No iPod.
Well, was he the same lawyer for both trials? I can't remember.
No, there was a different one for the first.
Okay.
That guy that was the stud lawyer was on the second one that he was found out guilty.
You probably should have brought him in for the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, not with it. There was too much. I mean, the evidence was circumstantial, but there was a lot of evidence, man.
You never know.
But then again, the OJ thing too. There was a lot of evidence. It wasn't circumstantial.
But there was that guy that admitted to doing it, the serial killer that did it.
So we might have found him.
Yep. But Darius, man, I appreciate it again. Thanks for sitting in.
Thank you very much, Darius.
Cool.
Pleasure having you, man.
Darius, it was great,
coming
man.
back.
Absolutely.
Right,
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It was definitely cool having you here, man.
We'll see how our numbers are.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Also, if anybody has any questions for Darius, I mean, the guy's a world of knowledge about stuff that some of us as kids growing up dream about doing, man.
Right.
And it's honestly true.
Definitely was cool. I don't know what we'll be doing next week. I think Matt has one lined up. I think the one that you were talking about sounds very, very interesting.
I'll just say Woody Harrelson, the actor, it has something to do with him.
Yeah.
A true crime.
True crime. And I knew nothing about.
And it's not Natural Born Killers.
No. Another Oliver Stone movie. But
damn, Oliver's just everywhere, man.
He is.
6-hour movie.
Yeah. But Zap, I appreciate you writing everything up, doing the research on that, as you always do. And
excellent job, Zap.
Happy to help, of course.
Darius, again, thank you. Matt, thank you. We'll be back next week. I guess that's it for now. So we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for hanging out in the old dirty basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is available streaming on Spotify and Apple. and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.